Hey everybody, this is Brenda with Foxy's Creations, and today, as y'all all know, I am at the hospital with my mom to have her procedure done. And so while I'm gone, I am going to bring you this, what I'm calling a pocket folio. So what we're going to make is the equivalent of this right here. The template is in the Foxy Followers Facebook group in the albums. And the template looks like this. It's got these two little triangles on it and a very faint line across here, but you can see it. So what you need is 2 pieces of patterned paper, whether they're 8.5 by 11. See, that's what the pattern's based on. You need 2 sheets of paper printed on both sides, and then you need to put the template on the back of one of them. Okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to cut this off on this very faint line first, so that we get our template started for the pockets. This is for the pockets on the inside. So I'm just going to line that line up there. Line it up there. Let me pull my paper down here, make sure I have it straight. I may not have drawn this very straight. Okay, so this is for the gussets. These little triangles are the gussets. We're going to just set that aside. And I don't know what this line is, but don't worry about that line. Then what we're going to do is you need to fold this in half. So we're going to fold it in half. Now, if you don't want your pockets this tall, you need to take a 1/2 inch off after you fold it in half. And I've looked at this one, and that's kind of tall. I'm cutting the 1/2 inch off because I don't want my pockets that tall. Actually, I'm sorry, 3/4 of an inch. You're going to take 3/4 of an inch here. So, we're going to go back. Put this back in, and on my cutter, there's a 1 inch mark over here, and I'm going to go to the line just before that, which would be 3/4 of an inch coming off. And I save these little things because I can make paper clips with them. You can embellish these. Both sides are good. Okay, so now we have this. Okay. So now what we're going to do, so we can get our flaps to put this in our pocket, you're going to just cut your little corners off. And I didn't cut off a lot. It's just barely cut off. Then when you open it, it's going to look like that. And then you're just going to fold this in. I'm not, as you see, I'm not measuring anything, you guys, other than what we had to cut off. And then we're going to fold this little flap up like this. I am going to try to get my little flaps to go straight, though. I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to fold this one up like this. Now, you have to decide, what do you want the inside of your pockets to be? Do you want this to be the inside of your pocket? Because then you need to turn these back the other way. If you want this to be the inside of your pockets and this to be the outside, so like this one, that's the inside. You really don't see the white part because I left that white. So I think I want mine to have the roses in the middle. So I've already folded it that way. Now I'm just going to flip it over and fold it the opposite directions. And this is pretty easy because you've already got a crease in there. It's already set. You're just flipping it and going the opposite direction. And same here. Flip it up. Back in half. Opposite directions. There you go. Is that right? Wait a minute. No, that's not right. I'm sorry, guys. Keep it the way it was. Keep your flaps the way they were. I made the prototype. Okay, we want it to go this way. Flaps on the outside. Now, while we have this like this, because I messed up on the first one almost, we need back our gusset pieces. These. We are going to cut these out, and this is just rough sketches, you guys. I didn't measure. I kind of drew around the other one and made a pattern, because I didn't have a pattern when I made that one. So we're ahead of the game. We have a pattern. So we're just going to cut this. On those lines. Okay. Now what you're going to do is fold. This is the point of your triangle. Doesn't matter what the flaps do at this point. We want the triangle. Well, let me make where I can see it. I want to fold that in half. The triangle. Well, let's do this. That's not working. Let's fold our flap first. So there's one flap. And here's the second flap. Now, when I put this in, because it's going to go here. Oh, it's going to go point side down, number one. Here to here. This needs to fold inward when it's all put together. So, I'm going to set that up. Let me see. I'm going to fold this in half, going backward first, because I can see where I need to fold it to make the edges line up so it's in the middle. Now I'm going to reverse that fold, like that. Okay? So now, I'm going to glue this flap down. So I'm going to take tacky glue that I'm going to unclog. And guys, this is like a craft along with me. It's not a tutorial, but I did invent this. I've seen several people make little pockets like this. So I was inspired by many different people. And I just put that on the wrong flap. Because, no I didn't. I got it on the right one. Pointy side goes to your crease. So we want to stand this up. Make sure we get the pointy part down where the crease is. Make sure our flap comes all the way to the edge. With no overhang back here. Okay, and we're not doing this one yet. But when we do that one, it's going to go like this. And then this will close like that. Okay? So we're going to come over here to this side. We're going to fold this one. Same way. We're going to fold up where those lines are. Turn it around. Make your other flap. And you can score on those lines if you would rather score yours. That's fine. And then I'm going to flip it over again because there's the point of my triangle. And I'm going to fold it in half so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to reverse fold that so it will go the correct way. Okay, now again we want the point where the fold is. So we are going to glue this flap. Pull this up so we can get our point lined up into the fold. Make sure we're not over the edge with our little pocket line. And is that how that was? No. Hold up. Okay, I'm going to have to undo the other one too because we did that wrong. What we really want to do is this. Now, is that going to be able to be seen? No. Now, I'm not worried about that because the other flap's going to cover that. So we want it to go this way. Flap so that your fold is against the edge. So we're going to do this again. Move that flap under, pointy part into the corner, flap to the inside like this. Okay? I'm not worried about that. That's not going to show. And we're going to do this one the same. So we want our flaps folded the other direction. That's what we want. And we're going to put our glue here. And we're going to pull this up. Make sure our fold is on the edge. Press that flap down. And I'm going to clean up any seepage. Oops. And that's perfect. Okay. So, that's where we are right now. So we need to set this aside while we work with this piece of paper. Now the way I folded mine, I think I'm going to make this one with a bigger flap because I think I like a bigger flap. Just a little bit. You can fold it however you want. It needs to be folded into thirds, however you want to fold that. So I'm going to fold mine up probably about this far. And let me measure that. Let me fold it. So, let's turn this around. I folded it 4 inches. So this is it's going to be a 4-inch deep pocket. This will fit in here with no problem. We're still going to let that dry. And then we're going to pull I'm just lining the ruler up with the edge of the paper, and I'm going to kind of guide this there. And you know what? I'm going to go back a little bit more. Maybe leave maybe 1/4 of an inch or so before you fold. So, like that. Make sure your sides line up so you're straight, and then fold. Now what I'm going to do is use my corner rounder because I like my corners right here to be rounded. And we're going to round the corners. So that's how that goes. Now, for this to stay closed, we need a magnet. So what I'm going to do, I've made this really pretty embellishment, and here's my magnet, taking it off, to go here. In the middle-ish. So I'm going to take my tacky glue again. And I'm just applying it to the back of this. Now you can use anything that's metal. If you have something pretty that's thin. Or you can use 2 magnets. And I'm going to show you how we're going to put this magnet in. So you could put another magnet under this flap. The same exact way. I just try to conserve magnets because magnets are expensive. And I want to slide that down just a little bitty bit. Now, if you're a perfectionist, you might want to measure from this point of this here, it's like 3 inches. From this point, it's right almost 3 inches. I'm good with that. It's close enough. It is close enough. Okay. Now, we had this left over. So what we're going to do with this, I'm going to take my metal, my circle punch, and I'm going to punch, I like this rose right here. So find a pretty part on your paper, except I'm not going to get the whole rose if I don't trim something off. Find something you like on your little leftover piece, and I'm going to cut this rose out. Like that. And I'm going to take the double-sided tape, and I'm going to use the bigger tape instead of this little skinny one. I'm going to use the 1/2 inch tape. And I'm going to put a piece across here. I'm going to flip it and put a second piece. And now I'm just going to cut that off. And trim it. Now, here's the thing, guys. Because I'm using metal, this magnet is going to stick no matter which way I put it on. Okay? It's metal. So the magnet doesn't have a positive and a negative when it comes to the metal. If you're using 2 magnets, you have to be careful of this. So let's see, where's that metal going to hit? Right about there. So here's one way to do it. Pull off the score tape. I'm going to put it on my magnet. Oh, how am I going to do that? I need to mark it because I need it to stay shut. How did I do that? See, on this one, the magnet's hidden inside. One magnet's here, one magnet's here. I have a magnet hidden there and that magnet. So I just have to figure out. It needs to go right about here. So and let's see. Yes, perfect. And so that's how it's going to be closed. Once this all dries. Okay. So now that we have our magnet in place, we're going to now take our pocket, because we can't do anything with these gussets yet. And our pocket goes like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this flap and this flap. I'm going to line it up down here and center it into the folder as best as I can. And press. So that now we have this with a little gusset sticking out. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue these flaps. So we still can't deal with the gusset yet. Okay? And I'm going to pull this back. So now we have this. Whoops, we don't have anything because it popped apart. Let's press it. Now this needs to go into that fold, guys, which is why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So just hang on to it. Let it sit for a second. Let the glue grab. I love this paper. So let the glue grab. And if y'all like this, let me know below in the comments. And we'll see. I can see what other kind of things like this I can come up with to do kind of relatively quickly on the channel. Okay. I think we're going to be good. So now we can take our gusset. And we want to glue here. We want to glue on this flap here. And we want it to glue to this pocket here. Can y'all see that? So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to apply glue to the flap. And I'm holding the gusset this way, pulling this into the gusset, lining that up, and pressing it so that it will look like that. And then if you poke your, well, we'll do that in a minute. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the glue on this little gusset flap right here. Stand this up a second. Oh, I put that on the wrong side. And my pocket should have... Okay, guys, the pocket should have gone on top of this. How did that happen that it didn't? I don't know. But I just put the glue on the wrong side of my gusset, so I gotta wait a minute. The glue needs to go on the other side of my gusset so that it will go like so. I'm leaving my mistakes in here so you all won't make the same mistakes when you make yours. That. So when you're putting, how did those flaps get on? Oh, you have to kind of put them on first. Okay, you do have to put the gussets on first. You can't put them under. Or did I put them under on this one? Nope, I did not put them under on this one. They're under on one side, over on the other. Can y'all see that? The gusset flaps. So, I was thinking wrong. So don't make these same mistakes. But I'm going to leave the mistakes in. I'm not going to redo the video and make it like it was perfect. Because you all can learn from my mistakes. And then I'm going to put this one here. Okay, so I'm going to stand this up so you can see. I'm bringing the gusset in. Point in the corner. Flap against the edge. And it's going to be like this. So now what we want to do is we want to fold in. You know how we had it set up to fold in when we made it? Go on and fold those in and press it. And now we're getting it set up to do what it's supposed to do. So we'll end up with a pocket here. We have a pocket here with our magnet hidden and our little gussets. And it will close. And there you have it. little pocket folio with a big pocket in the middle, some little pockets on the edges, and it just folds over shut. And there you go. You can drop it in your purse, put your notes in it, and that kind of thing. So what do you guys? I hope y'all liked it. And like I said, I'm leaving all the errors in here so you can see that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, guys. And so I hope y'all have fun making this. You can use that template as much as you want. It's a free download. I'm sorry the lines aren't darker on it. I used a pencil because I didn't want like black ink pen marks on there. So hope y'all have fun. Hope y'all enjoy making this. If you make them, please take pictures of it and post it in the Foxy Followers group. That information is down below, and I hope everybody has a great day. I may put up a short video later on to let you know how Mom did. Thanks. Bye.